At least the Democratic Party has shown a spine. They blocked a 1 trillion US bill which was supposed to support Donald Trump's war. And here I'm going to share some of the things which were included in this bill and what some of the individuals discussed concerning the bill. So, Senate Democrats block 1 trillion defense bill in protest over Iran war. So it was mainly the Democrats who kind of led bill to no, this bill not to pass. The bill was known as the bill is known as National Defense Authorization Act. Here's where the administration of Donald Trump wanted 1 trillion US dollars to fund war. While there are a lot of challenges facing ordinary Americans, but they are finding enough money. They believe that there is enough money in the United States of America to fund the war. So, according to this act, its main objective was at least to increase the wages of the officials who are fighting the war and also to fund some of the projects which will ensure at least the required ammunitions are available for the United States of America to continue its war. So the tally was 50 who supported and also 46 who opposed. The NDA cannot become a permission slip for that recklessness that we see occurring in Iran, Schumer of New York said ahead of voting. So I believe this is the minority leader of the Senate who didn't also support this bill. So we need to understand that either the Democratic Party and also the Republican Party or these two individuals have the same mission. They are being funded by the same donors, even though they may have some slightly different interests, but these donors are just interested to enrich themselves. So, from what we are observing, Schumer saying is probably that his donors or the donors of the Democratic Party are somehow okay with what is currently, are somehow okay to experience a little bit of pain before they decide to go ahead and continue funding the Donald Trump's war against the Iranian. So, what did the Senate Majority Leader had to say? So, the Senate Majority Leader is known as John Tune, called the defense budget, called the defense package a good bill, and implored his colleagues to provide the resources to ensure the U.S. is kept safe. I seriously believe that the United States of America before 28 February, was it? I believe it was March. I believe it was March. Before the United States of America went ahead and attacked Iran, the United States of America, I believe, was strongly safe. But after they went ahead and attacked the Iranians, then their security is kind of not, you can't compare it with what it used to be. Because, for instance, in the Middle East, their facilities have been destroyed and they continue to be destroyed. So, you can't claim that before peace, the United States was unsafe. Before peace, the United States was safe compared to what is currently experiencing. So, this individual trying to say that the United States officials, elected officials, politicians, should fund a war in order to ensure they are more safe, it's kind of a lie. They are interested to fund those individuals who are campaigning, who provide them with funds which they use for political reasons, campaigns, whichever. So this individual continue to say, we have an obligation here in Congress to ensure that they have everything they need for whatever the mission may be, he said. So we need to understand, for instance, during the first day of this Iran war, there were over 160 kids who were killed. So if this individual who is a Senate Majority Leader is implying that these individuals who are conducting this war should not be held accountable for all the mistakes which they have committed, then when these things can tend to happen and the United States of America doesn't take the responsibility, you understand why. Because individuals, the leaders who represent the common citizen of the United States of America, doesn't want to hold those individuals accountable. That's why even the Donald Trump administration do not really care that there were individuals who were killed in the area strikes, and also there have been Iranians who have been killed and the civilian facilities continue to be destroyed. But it gets interesting. So even though the Democrats have prevented this bill temporarily from moving forward, the individuals from the Republican Party have a loophole which they can use to continue funding this war. So Donald Trump had requested 350 billion US dollars from the Republican Party, and they can use a given kind of a loophole to provide these surplus funds. So let's observe. Exit was scheduled to meet later Tuesday evening with House Republicans as Congress considers providing additional money through a separate budget reconciliation bill. The party can pass on its own, overpowering the opposition from Democrats. So this reconciliation bill, not the Democrats, but the Republicans can pass this bill without any interference from the Democrats. So even though the Democrats went ahead and opposed this 1 trillion bill in the previous year, the Trump administration was given around 900 billion to fund the defense budget. But this year, they were requesting 1.5 trillion US dollars to fund the military industrial complex. So, since there have been obstacles in the Senate and also the officials providing these funds, they can use a given loophole to provide these resources even without involving the Democrats. So, the Democrats may be just yawning, dancing, doing whatever, but at the end of the day, this money is going to be provided to Donald Trump administration. The White House has requested over 350 billion from Congress under the budget reconciliation process. But according to the according to the Republicans, what they can be able to provide is roughly 87 billion US dollars. So the industrial military complex, at the end of the day, it must have resources. And this is one of the things which I've realized more, especially when it comes to the United States politics. When it comes to taking care of the issues which are facing the minority, and by the minority, here I mean from what I saw one of the books saying, these are the elites, a few individuals who are controlling some of the biggest properties in the United States, who own property in the United States. When it comes to ensuring that their well-being is taken care of, the law or the regulations are so smooth. That's why, for instance, even though the Democrats have gone ahead and blocked this bill, there is a mean or a manner in which Donald Trump is going to continue to fund this war, because he is going to be provided for over 87 billion US dollars. So he will continue to fight the war. So, but when it comes to ordinary citizen, the guardrails which are put in place to ensure that his his requests, his grievances are taken care of, those his process is not available. An ordinary American, there are a lot of obstacles which will ensure at least his living standards are in a better place. Anyway, I will love your thoughts in the comment section. Just go ahead as usual, leave your comments, like, subscribe, share. See you in my next one. Siku njema.